Have you ever wanted to increase your FPS, decrease your input delay and ping in a few minutes? This is the EXM Tweaking Utility, a tool which will help your PC achieve better performance and lower latency in any game. But before we start the video, I want to tell you guys about our EXM Premium and Standard Tweaking Utilities. These are the most advanced and effective optimization tools that we have to offer. They will completely optimize your PC with a press of a few buttons. So if you notice a difference after using our free tweaking utility, our Premium and Standard Tweaking Utilities will help you so much more. We have over 3,000 customer reviews on our Discord server and website, so make sure to check out exmtweaks.com to completely optimize your PC and unlock your full potential. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is downloading the utility, so simply head over to any of our videos and go to the description. In there, simply join the Discord server, which should be right here. And once you're in our Discord server, simply head over to the free tweaking utility category. In there, just find the latest version. If it isn't version 8.0, then just watch the tutorial for the latest version, since this video is about 8.0. But yeah, simply press on the download link and this will take you to a Google Drive. And in the Google Drive, simply download the EXM free tweaking utility file. Like this. And while it's downloading, I want to tell you guys something. Get this video to 2,000 likes and get us to 32,000 subs, and I'll drop a new version of the free utility with a bunch of new tweaks. Anyway, simply open the folder by clicking on it. Now you can either extract it using this button, or you can just drag it onto your desktop, which is what I'm going to be doing. So just minimize all the windows and drag it onto your desktop like this. And now simply right click on it and run it as administrator. This is really important because it will make sure all the tweaks apply properly. Alright, so in the welcome screen, simply press any key to continue. And now it's time for a restore point, which will basically just allow you to revert the utility. So if you don't like what it does, you can just go back. But yeah, I'll press 1 and enter and it will create a restore point. Alright, so it just made a restore point. Just press OK, and now it will download the resources like the power plan, etc. And boom, now we're in the menu. And as you can see, we have 13 different categories of tweaks and some extra stuff in here. Real quick before we start, if you want to revert something or fix something like Bluetooth real quick, just use these two categories. But yeah, anyway, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is some general system optimizations. Press 1 and enter, and in this little menu, just press 1 and enter again. It will apply some general registry and Windows optimizations. Now it will open this little thing where you basically just copy my settings, make sure show thumbnails instead of icons is checked, and make sure these two are checked as well. Just press apply and press OK. Next, we have FSC. Depending on if you have Windows 11 or Windows 10, press the option. I have Windows 11, so I'm going to be pressing 1. And same with game mode. If you have Windows 11, press 1. And if you have Windows 10, press 2. So that's everything for the first category. Next, we have power optimizations. And I have a warning for you guys. If your PC has overheating issues, please do not do this because it will make them worse and make your PC perform worse. But if your PC doesn't have overheating issues, just press 2 and enter. Press OK on the little pop-up. And in here, we have 5 different buttons and an apply all button, which is what I'm going to be using. So just press A if you want to use the apply all button. Feel free to go through them one by one if you want. So firstly, it will import the free power plan, which is one of the best ones out there. So just select it. I'll still keep using my premium power plan since it's slightly better. After that, you can just close it after you select the power plan, and you just press enter or whatever, and it will apply some basic power tweaks like disable a bunch of power saving features, etc. And now lastly, you can delete the default power plans. Those are like the energy saver, balance, etc. So if you don't want to delete them, you can just skip this, or you can delete them, but I'll personally just be skipping this. So yeah, that's everything for power optimizations. Next, we have mouse and keyboard optimizations, so just press 3 and enter. In here we have two options. The first one is a pretty simple one, just press 1 and enter. Boom. And the next one that we have is going to be setting mouse and keyboard data queue size. Alright, so in here we have 3 different options, and the way you select them is by pressing T to open Task Manager. And in here, simply go to the performance category and find your CPU. So as you can see, I have a 13th gen Intel Core i7. Basically, what you want to do is just comment your CPU down below under this video, and I'll tell you whichever one of these options you should use. So my CPU is a high-end one, so I'm going to be using that. So that's everything for mouse and keyboard. Next up, we have GPU optimizations. This is really simple. All you have to do is just select whichever type of GPU you have. I have an NVIDIA GPU, so I'm going to be pressing that. First, it will apply an NVIDIA profile inspector profile. Press OK on that, and then it will do some general NVIDIA tweaks. After that, you have the option to enable or disable hardware acceleration, which I highly recommend disabling it because in most cases that will actually help your performance a decent amount. So I'm going to be disabling it. This is something that is different on each PC, so you can test it out yourself. A general rule of thumb, it's better disabled on like 95% of PCs. Alright, so after that we have CPU optimizations, and same as with power optimizations, these may slightly increase your temperature, so if you have overheating issues, skip them. So I'm going to be pressing 5 and enter. Press OK on the pop-up, and in here you just select if you have an AMD or Intel CPU, and I have an Intel one, so I'm going to be pressing 2, and boom. that's it. Next up, USB optimizations, which is a really simple one. You just press 1 followed by enter. That's all. After that, we have a pretty big category, which is going to be system debloat. In here, you can either apply all of them or you can just go through them one by one, which is what I highly recommend doing. And I'm also going to be doing that in this video. So firstly, I'm just going to disable Xbox and game DVR. Next, we have disable telemetry, which will just disable a bunch of Windows data collecting features. After that, we have disabling Bluetooth. So if you use Bluetooth, don't disable it. And I don't use Bluetooth, so I'll be disabling it. Following that, we have disable printing and maps. So just press 4 and enter. Next, we have toggle mitigations. And these are basically security features which protect your memory against attacks, but they're not that important. And they also come at a pretty big performance cost. So if you're a person which likes to keep your security at 100, I respect that. So if you do that, just go back to menu or keep them enabled, but I will personally be disabling them since, you know, performance. Next, we have disable diagnostics and error reporting. Feel free to disable this. And afterwards, we have toggle Microsoft stores. So if you don't use Microsoft Store, just press 1 and enter. Skip this if you use it, of course. Next, we have disable Hyper-V. So if you use virtual machines on your PC, then don't disable this. I personally, on this specific PC, don't use them. So next up, we have disable startup apps, which in here, just press OK on the pop-up and it will open this app. So here, make sure to go into logon. This is very important. So just press on logon. And in here, I don't have that many things because I just clean installed Windows. The general rule of thumb is to just disable everything which you don't want starting up on your PC when you turn it on. I personally just disable Discord, Epic Games Launcher, and stuff like that. But keep CMD checked, keep your antivirus checked if you have an external one, and these NA files should also be checked. And I'm keeping timer resolution checked as well. And lastly, in debloat, we have Windows Update Blocker, so just press 10 and enter. Press OK on the pop-up. So in Windows Update Blocker, you have the option to enable or disable Windows updates. The reason why you would want to disable Windows updates is because when you're playing, they can just randomly start up and that will kill your performance. I personally keep them disabled, and of course, if you want to install them, you know, keep them enabled. And a big side note, if you use Microsoft Store, enable them because Microsoft Store won't work without Windows Update. You can always come back and enable them later. That's everything for system debloat. Next up, we have storage optimizations. So first up, we have trim and defragment drives. This will open this little menu. I'll personally just be trimming my SSD. You can also defragment your hard drive, which if you want to do it, but keep in mind it may take hours or even more, but I'll personally be skipping out on that. Next up, we have just the other 3 tweaks, which I'll just be doing real quick. So enable user write cache, disable SSD power savings, and optimize NVMe settings. The 9th option is going to be memory optimizations or RAM optimizations. And in here, all you have to do is just select your RAM amount. If you don't know how much RAM you have, just press T to open Task Manager, go into Performance. And as you can see, I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. So that is going to be the 6th option. And if for some reason your RAM amount isn't on here, just press the next nearest option and it will work just fine. So it will disable memory compression and some other features. All right, so that's everything for memory optimizations. Next up, we're going to be doing fix corrupted files. This is just going to run a system check on your PC. It may take up to a few minutes. I'll just skip to when it's finished. All right, y'all, so I just finished, no diddy. But now we're going to be uninstalling useless apps, so just press 11. And firstly, we have uninstall Windows pre-installed apps. All right, so the next step that we have is going to be uninstalling useless apps via settings. You can just straight up go through this, and if you know that you don't use something, just press the uninstall button. Simple as that. All right, so next up, we have uninstall Microsoft Edge. So if you don't Edge, you can just press 1. And of course, if you want to keep it, you can just go back to menu, but I don't Edge, so I'm going to be disabling it. Next up, we have uninstalling Cortana and Copilot. That's everything for uninstall. The second to last option is going to be PC clean. In here, firstly, we have clean temporary device data. And secondly, just press 2. In here, make sure your C drive is selected, press OK. It will scan, take a few seconds. All right, and in here, make sure to just select everything. I'll just press OK and delete it. It will take a few seconds to delete. All right, so it just finished. And lastly, we have the EXM network utility, which is the updated one. Press 13. And in here, there's a separate tutorial for this, so just press T. This will take you to this video, and in here, you just have to skip to about 210. Just watch from here, and it will tell you exactly how to use this utility. This is basically just the network utility. It will help you decrease your ping and buffer bloat. So yeah, anyways, once you're done with that, simply restart your PC. That's all you have to do for it. The tweaks to properly apply. If you want to revert something or just completely revert the utility, then all of the options are down here. If you want to completely optimize your PC, press W, and this will take you to our website, where here you can just check out our premium and standard tweaking utilities, which are just more advanced versions of this and will help you a lot more. That's everything for today's video. Have a wonderful day. Love y'all.